Yo, what's good, my Wolfpack? Alpha the pack right here. And today, in this video, man, I'm going to be doing a review of Eden Zero, chapter 166. I love you. Okay, man. I have read this chapter multiple times, and it's still not. It, I still can't believe that witch is gone. Like, I still can't come to terms with the fact that witch is dead, bro. From this point on, it's gonna be so strange. It's gonna be so weird looking at the crew and not seeing Witch there. And it was confirmed last chapter that Witch was basically the mom of the ship. She was the mom of the crew, right? So it's like, just imagine waking up one day or just coming home one day and no longer seeing your mom. That's what it's gonna be like now with the crew. Imagine, well, we don't have to imagine. We know that's the case now. So just thinking about how which it's not gonna be there anymore. Man, it just hurts all the more, bro. It just, if I ever hear somebody call Eden Zero fairy tale in space again, I'm gonna punch him in the face. I'm gonna punch him in the face. Don't, I swear to, don't disrespect. Man, look, I better not, don't disrespect Eden Zero. So, man, what I can say, this arc, the Nero 66 arc, it's not my favorite arc in all of Eden Zero. It's my favorite arc. It surpassed the Drake and Joe arc. It surpassed the Belle Gore. Nero 66, it topped it completely. Best arc in the story. Right? The emotions, the fights, it was all top tier, bro. Top notch. Everything was great about this arc. But yo, man, getting into the chapter, bro. The meat and bones of this chapter is basically the end, the explosion of Nero 66, and how Witch went out protecting the ship, protecting the crew, alright? Protecting her family. Okay. So on Nero 66, we see Shura sitting alone in the sitting alone in the all link system area in a little hallway by himself, right? And Ijuna shows up. She finds him, and Shura is shocked to see that Ijuna's still there. He asks why she didn't escape with Callum and the rest of the oceans, and she's all like, "This planet's gonna be dust in a few minutes." And so Shura's all like, "Oh, I see. You came here to kill me." But we then get the reveal that Ijuna, she actually loves Shura, despite all the things that he did to her, the torture, the public humiliation, despite everything he did to her, she has feelings for him, true feelings for him, right? And Shura actually says that initially he thought that the reason he started taking a liking to Ijuna was because of her ether gear, was because of her strings. But Ijuna says that her strings don't work on people who never knew love. Ijuna was the person to trigger the feeling of love inside of him, right? And it's when Ijuna initially said that um, how her love was initially fake for how her love was initially initially fake for him. It was an attempt to survive. She she thought that Shura's love was fake, but then she saw how he started to like her, and that made her happy, right? And there's this whole scene in there with Ijuna and Shura's final moments, how Shura's crying and Ajuna's crying and she's embracing him, and Shura's all like, I'm a monster, I'm not a human, and Ajuna's all like, I got a couple of screws loose too, I'm crazy too. You killed my family, my friends, and I'm garbage enough to still be in love with you. And as the planet's exploding and we see them being disintegrated or getting ready to be disintegrated, Ajuna's all like, those tears prove that you have the heart of a human. You know love. And then the planet explodes. And that's the end of Shura and Ijuna. What I was surprised by was just that scene alone. Even though the relationship of Ijuna and Shura is so messed up, so unhealthy, so incredibly toxic, toxic and disturbing, that scene actually got me. It actually got me in my feelings a little bit. I actually was all like, oh man, damn. I actually felt bad for them, even though it was in no way a good relationship. This man Shura publicly humiliated Ajuna. He tortured her, abused her for who knows how long, right? Until Ajuna was just so broken to the point where she fell in love with him, right? And then somewhere along the line, Shura confirmed that he started falling for her too. The relationship is messed up no matter how you look at it. But it just goes to show how good Hero's writing is because I felt for them. Even knowing how bad their relationship was, I felt for them in their final moments. Because no matter how messed up it was a couple confessing their feelings to each other, telling each other how much they loved each other before they died. And just seeing Ajuna cry and seeing Shura cry, as much as I don't like Shura, okay, as a villain I like him, as a person I hate his guts. Alright, as a villain he's great. As a person I want to fight this dude so bad. But just seeing Shura and Ijuna cry, that got me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, that got me. That hurt a little bit. Maybe in a different timeline, in an alternate universe, Shura and Ijuna can be together in a normal relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'll be fine with that. Them being normal human beings and treating each other nicely. Can we get an alternate timeline, please, of that? I'll actually be fine with that, but I'm not this current timeline. Not how the way things are now. No, that should have never happened. They should have never been together. But and in another timeline, perhaps, where they treat each other better, where Shura isn't a psychopath, I'll be fine with it. But yeah, man, the deaths of Ajuna and Shura, that got me a little bit. Yeah. Some people think Hiramashima was there's a lot of people complaining online. People are saying that Hiramashima is romanticizing Stockholm syndrome, romanticizing what Shura did to Ajuna, and I'm like, I don't think he's romanticizing it at all. They both acknowledge how messed up that the situation was. Shura knows he's insane. Shura knows he's a lunatic. Ajuna knows it too. Hell, she could have easily left this man and went with Laguna. She could have stayed with him while she was in the water bottle. While she was in the water bottle, she could have stayed with him. She could have joined the crew. She chose to leave. She broke out. She chose to leave and went back to Shura. She knew it was a bad choice. She knew Shura's scum. But she's all like, you know what? I'm scum too. Even after everything you did, after all the terrible things you did, I know it's wrong. I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I love you. And she stayed with him. She died with him. I don't think Hiro Mashima is romanticizing that at all. We all see how messed up it is. If anything, he's showcasing how Stockholm Syndrome is. He's showcasing the mental instability of this disorder. So people bitching about it online just needs to chill the hell out because I don't think it's that deep. I don't think he's romanticizing torture and kidnapping and whatever. I'm not whatever. People online always trying to start something, whatever. So Nero 66 explodes. Um, Ziggy's holding the ship hostage. The ship shut down. Nothing's working. The doors won't open. They can't get to the little mini space ships that are on the Eden Zero. They're trapped, waiting to get blown away. Which is all like, everybody calm down, because everybody on the ship's freaking out. Which is like, everybody calm down. I will handle this. And she teleports on top of the ship. Everyone's freaking out. They're all like, "No, witch, you can't do this. Are you crazy? Get back in here." You know, she teleports on top of the ship. She gives this speech about how happy she is that she met everyone, and that whoever comes onto the ship is family, and to treat them as such. She says that even though you all are gonna go through trying times, that you all need to help each other, love each other, protect each other, keep each other safe, and that to never forget that I love you. Says Shiki and everyone else. Never forget that I love you. She encases the ship in a giant barrier, she encases the ship in a giant barrier, in a giant shield called the Protect the Matrix. And as the explosion from Neo 66 reaches the ship and destroys surrounding asteroids, as it engulfs the ship, which holds the blast back for a considerable amount of time before she ends up being disintegrated, right? And on the ship, you just basically see everyone crying, Shiki breaking down, everyone's in just complete and utter disbelief, right? And the chapter ends with um, Witch being disintegrated and Shiki's, tear-stained face, tear-soaked face. Oh my god, bro. But yeah, man, that was basically all of the chapter. That was the meat and bones of the chapter. We actually got a flashback when Witch was giving her speech. It's funny how back then, even then, Ziggy was the first person to call Witch a mother when he saw her holding baby Shiki in her arms, right? He was like, "You kind of look like a mom with Shiki in your arms." and sister and Hermit was all like, "Well, I guess that makes me his big sister." And Sister Ivory was all like, "Well, does that make me a mistress?" And everybody was all like, "Why the hell would you think of that?" Well, Valkyrie's like, "Why the hell would you think of that?" And then there's this funny moment where Hermit's all like, "Hey, Ziggy, we should give a witch an add-on to make her produce breast milk." I was all like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Really, bro? Really, Hiro Mashima? You make me cry and laugh with this damn chapter. Really? Giving Witch a feature to make her produce breast milk? How do... What? And you know what I found really interesting about the little flashback of Witch was that Valkyrie said that when Shiki grows up, that she was gonna teach him the sword, which I think is really interesting. Thinking about Shiki with sword skills actually sounds really cool, even though he's the boss with gravity. I just thought that was real interesting. But Valkyrie got Homura though. She got her student. She got her daughter. No, but I just thought that was real interesting. But we got a cute little flashback with the Starshines and Ziggy back before he was being a little punk ass bitch. You got a little nice little flashback scene with them before Witch died. And, Witch said that she vowed to protect them. She we saw in the flashback scene that Witch was all like, she was looking at Baby Shiki and she was saying that I promise to protect you. And before she died, she was all like, I made a promise to protect you, and I don't think I'll be able to do that any longer. And there was this part where Shiki was all like, I order you to live. You can't die. And Witch was all like, this is the first and final time that I'm gonna be disobeying an order. And it's like, man, those words, God, man, those words hit, man. God, those words hurt, bro. I just still can't believe it, bro. It's just gonna be so weird not seeing her on the ship, bro. And you know, with this next chapter, everybody's gonna be all depressed, and I feel like there's gonna be some infighting with the crew. Even though Witch said she wanted them to all love each other and protect each other, I feel like there's gonna be some infighting with the crew. I feel like Shiki's gonna blame himself for leaving the planet when really there was nothing he can do. There was no way in hell he could stop 20,000 bombs. So I really feel like even though he tried to leave to protect himself and Rebecca to save everybody, to save the crew, I feel like he's going to blame himself in a sense for Witch's death when it's not his fault. It's Ziggy's fault, and I feel like Shiki is just gonna be depressed, and this is gonna be one of the things that sends him towards dark gravity. I feel like he's gonna really blame himself when it's not his fault. Oh man, sorry, it's gonna take a major shift for real, for real. But yeah, man, that was basically it. Um, that's the review, man. I'm sorry, man. This chapter just had me depressed. I couldn't be all goofy and stupid and hype, energetic with this chapter. I couldn't. As many times as I read the chapter, I still can't accept the fact that Witch is gone, that we won't see Witch anymore. We now lost two Starshines, yo. We lost Valkyrie and we lost Witch. I hope to God we don't lose Sister and Hermit. The only good thing to come from Witch dying potentially is the training that Rebecca did with her. So we might potentially see Rebecca become the new shield, and much how like Kimura is the new sword of Eden's, right? But still, man, it's hard, bro. But yeah, man, that's the video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video. Peace out, my wolf pack. Your alpha has spoken. We love you, Witch. Your shield, it'll never break.